it all. It's on Netflix.
What's that?
Modus Operandi.
Is it really?
I so do.
Oh my goodness.
That's why, because I wanted to watch it when it was out here for that film festival, and I missed it, and so now I just started watching it, so I got like halfway through, and I'm gonna finish it off when I can. But like his movie is on Netflix too.
His Volkswagen Jetta's windows are all tinted as well, so he's looking very Hollywood.
He's keeping it baller.
Even at the lowest level. Look at that.
Frankie Latino keeping it real.
Yeah,
I hope you're on the show one day. We love you.
We're promoting Frankie Latina's Modus Operandi on Netflix.
Hey, why not?
Mike Satilli and special appearances by Michael Gull and who else makes an appearance in that?
Mark Borchardt, man.
Mark Borchardt makes an appearance in that fabulous movie. So.
Who's Mark Borchardt?
He's an American movie guy.
And speaking of American movie, Barry Polterman is also in that movie as Casey Thunderbird. And
who's Casey Thunderbird?
He's a character in Modus Operandi. But Barry, the guy that plays him, Barry Polterman is the guy that edited American Movie. He is. Barry Polterman is filmmaking royalty in Milwaukee, as far as I'm concerned. A man can do no wrong.
I think you have to get a little more on Mike there for him.
Yeah, you're kind of low.
All right, I will, bro.
Just
What it is,
just tip it down.
what it is, and good morning. And do we have
what it is?
Well, you want somebody to monitor this? You got the headphones hanging up there.
Nah,
It's not working.
you can see it.
The monitor isn't working.
Well, we fiddle with the jack. The jack is.
That's what she said.
It's absolutely. Yeah, there we go.
Did somebody finally break the connection inside the headphones? Because the headphones themselves is a flaky connection. If you mess with that string.
Yeah, I just lost interest in doing that because we just don't have we're not tying a lot of music into fade.
Yeah.
Still be fine.
No live
Still
DJs
fine.
yet, keeping it real.
And we've got a
It's
nice
just us.
meter on the Ustream hookup here, so
Excellent.
I think we're okay.
So, subjects of discussion tonight, guys. How you doing?
Good.
Fantastic, thank you.
This is T.W. Hansen, the voice of. I compete very favorably with Dead Air here on RiverWestRadio.com.
Dude, you got a wicked radio voice. You got like an awesome voice on you, man. Telling you.
Thank you.
There was some good feedback coming in about the T.W. Hansen show, the Economy Superstar show, on Sunday night as well as Thursday night. So.
Carol is watching. Actually, we're getting.
We got some people watching?
Yeah, the Ustream Party A. Carol Mueller,
So they're watching us right now?
Oh, yeah, resident neighborhood sweetheart.
What is up?
Carol, and she's apparently watching on Ustream. Hi, Carol. How you doing?
Carol, we heart you.
Oh, look at that. You actually got.
It's not a really good heart.
Well, no.
Okay.
She's like kind of dating the guy that bought John Wendland's Volvo. So
okay, we don't heart you, but you're cool.
Yeah, well, we don't.
We still heart you.
We still heart you.
We can heart her.
Platonic heart.
We heartily heart her.
Heartily.
Heartily. And that's not with a D. That's with a T.
Heartily.
Oh, it's with a T?
Heart her.
Heartily heart her.
Hardly hearting.
We hardly
heart you.
Woo!
So there we go. This is kind of
who's on first?
A carnival wagon kind of feel to it with the beverages.
Carnival.
I'm stealing that from a show in Chicago. Every Friday breaks out the carnival wagon at 5 o'clock and starts drinking.
What?
Well, I mean, I was funny. Last night, I tried to do the radio drama thing on Sunday nights.
Radio drama?
I will be writing original material at some point, but 2 weeks.
So we can tell stories?
Yeah. Well, like 2 weeks ago, I just reran some episodes of this thing from the 40s called The Strange Dr. Weird. And then last night,
Probably big, crazy words.
and then last night we had some homeless gentleman from Chicago come in, and believe it or not, he calls himself the evil Dr. Sinister.
Now wait a minute. How can someone be homeless and from someplace at the same time?
Homeless in a certain area.
Chicago.
Well, he was adamant, absolutely adamant that Chicago imbued him with an intellectual superiority to Milwaukee.
Hey, that's what it is.
His comparative lack of teeth.
We are a bunch of dummies in Chicago.
He was very adamant about that point. He also said that Jesus told him that everybody should get lots of money.
That's what he told me.
Was this the same guy?
Jesus. He came down, everybody should have lots of money. I'm like, where do I get that? He's like, well, I don't know, somewhere.
Yeah, this was actually captured. This is on the Ustream archives here.
Awesome.
last night.
There's nothing better than the incoherent ramblings of a Chicago intellectual.
We gotta get him on the show. That's it. He needs to be on the show.
He can have his own show.
Milwaukee sick.
Absolutely nobody does more to give a voice to the homeless of this community than RiverWestRadio.com.
And that is a if there ever was one.
For
Holy
people that
cow.
don't have money.
In case you're listening, homeless people, on your broadband internet connection, on your laptop computer.
I guess I have a really strong Wi-Fi connection under the Locust Street Bridge.
God.
It's all the metal. It concentrates the ambient signals from all
Could you
the
imagine
areas
looking
where-
down and seeing like a circle of hobos with like laptops? That would be
That's,
awesome.
There's an episode of Extras where Ricky Gervais is walking past a homeless guy, and his character's name is Andy Melman, and the guy just says, "Can you spare something?" And he's like, "Oh yeah, no, sorry." And he keeps walking. He goes, "Good luck with the show, Andy." He goes, "What does he watch TV?" In front window of Drake's. And yeah, you wonder how does what does he see you on the cover of the Globe or the
Hey, man.
Star or what?
That's how strong media is. Even brothers know about like superstars and stuff.
Look, our media in America is so pervasive that just being homeless isn't enough to escape it. You've got to actively try
Live in
to
the
avoid
sewers.
media.
Well, no, that's
Like
very
Ninja
true.
Turtles, bro.
There's that's the whole thing with the somebody. I don't know if it's Henry Rollins or if it's Banksy or whomever. You're bombarded with more than 30,000 or 20,000 advertising messages every day.
Henry Rollins. Is that the dude from that band?
Yeah.
Black Flag, yeah. Incredible
was
man.
that Lion?
I've met him personally.
Really?
That dude has no quit in him. He has the most sterling work ethic of any human being I've ever encountered in my life.
Wow.
Henry Rollins, absolutely unassailable. From like the integrity of work. Like
Yeah.
the ethos
That's cool.
that man exudes is beyond compare. That dude has no quit in him. Even idle moments. There's no off button on Henry Rollins. He is running 24 hours a day. The man's
You
incredible.
might have given the most amazing compliment to any man ever in the entire universe. Just the best compliment I've ever heard.
There's no quit in it.
Well, he's so far away from me, and I wake up. My alarm clock goes off at 7 o'clock every morning, and I wake up and hate my life and go back to sleep. And I wake up at 10, and I play a couple of games of Tetris on my phone, and eventually
All games.
roll off on my couch. I've been sleeping on my couch for the last month because I've been too lazy to make my bed. And I got some problems with both couch and bed have problems that keep me in them. The bed, due to a protracted issue with the city of Milwaukee and having to hide a bed from my house because they come through and count your beds and make sure that you don't have more than 3 unrelated people living in a single unit.
Really?
Long story.
Come and check.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Especially once someone has ratted you out.
I have neighbor problems. I live next door to 2 retired school teachers that have basically spent their lives judging others. They're really good at it.
Professional judges.
But yeah, so I had my bed in storage for a while, and I picked up a mold problem, and my couch isn't much better because I got that from people who owned a very large dog. It's an awesome couch. It's a beautiful couch, but I have severe allergies to both mold and dog, so it's like pick your poison. Either one is gonna it's like getting kicked in the chest overnight, and you wake up in the morning and just like, the whole rising thing, the whole becoming vertical. You can almost do without it. And then I found out this thing online that apparently mold can give you crippling psychosis and lead to depression, and so can other allergies, and so can sugar. Sugar can kill your brain's ability to produce a chemical that combats depression and enables you to learn and remember new things. So eating too much sugar can wreck your brain.
Do you got a girlfriend?
Do you think I have a girlfriend?
I'm just saying, that shit would flip around. I mean, dang it, I did it again. Give me a circle.
Do I look like I have a girlfriend? Do I sound like
real quick?
But so basically,
You said just leave me,
so
dude.
you're saying is every existing in this world can cause depression.
Except for hot chicks. Except for when they're mad. Other than that, that'll take care of it.
The one hot chick that has granted me access to her delectable body lives in Tucson.
Delectable, you hear that? The compliment this man pays you?
And she's a lovely girl, well, lovely person. She's not entirely on board with the whole, like, identifying public as a girl thing.
What? What do you mean?
Gender identity issues.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, she wants to be Rick Nielsen. That's who she really
But
wants
she
to be.
wants to be that guy.
Yeah, the guitarist.
Trick.
Yes.
Of all people, what?
Oh no, it was just apparently something about the dude's fashion sense, the hat with the flipped up brim,
Does she dress like that?
the preference for checkerboard, this and that.
But see,
She's like really the skinny tie.
Does she dress like that? Does she dress like that?
She does dress like that.
I figured.
She went as Rick Nielsen for Halloween and was a spitting image.
Wow.
But don't you see that? How come she doesn't want to be Al from the grocery store, who dresses exactly the same way?
Yeah.
Why does she want to be Rick Nielsen?
Yeah.
It's because it's all a pursuit of celebrity, and it's this celebrity-driven culture that we have.
But we have no other source of meaning. It's either this or go back to like believing in Jesus.
Really, that's what it is? It's either Jesus or Tom Cruise? Is that really what we're talking about?
Well, this Tom Cruise.
You gotta follow a star.
Maybe if you're a wise man, you do, but I don't think that's necessarily. We used to pursue all those great elements of family, of productivity, of position in society, of acceptance in society.
And now we just want to win Mega Millions.
And now we just want to.
Oh yeah, you know what, dude? I gotta say I'm super proud of myself because
You have not bought a ticket yet.
No, not only did I not buy a ticket, I forgot it was happening.
I was going to say you stood outside of a gas station and tried to convince people not to buy tickets. that would be nobility taken to a very high level.
Not only did I buy $5 worth of tickets, not only did I buy $5 worth of tickets, I had no cash on me, so I had to stop into a Walgreens beforehand and buy a Coca-Cola and get some money back on my debit card. I'm like, if I'm going to be the ATM fee, it's cheaper to buy a Coke at Walgreens than it is to use an ATM if you're just doing a $5 transaction. And I mean, how American can you get? I'm driving around in my 1978 Plymouth Volare.
Baller.
Oh, absolutely. Wood grain as the day is long, and I'm like, I've totally embraced like Jimmy Carter era malaise.
Oh, that's what it is.
Malaise era.
It's the perfect car for you.
It is a classic malaise era.
To your depression. The exact notion that America can't compete, America doesn't try, which then just says, why would I? Why should I? I can't. So
I don't know. There's something. I don't know what it is. There is something. It is comforting in its mediocrity. That's what I can say about my '78 Volare. It is.
Have you guys ever heard of the movie called The Secret?
The what now? The what?
All you have to do. What was it? I don't even know what it was called. I know the law of attraction, but it was like the thing. Visualization.
Visualization.
You visualize
You
Visualize
$1,000,000 falling in your lap. Boom, gonna happen.
Can't
tell you how long you gotta do
Visualize me driving around listening to the collected works of Tito Puente through the monaural speaker on the right side of the dashboard.
You know what? If you had the credit, I'm very proud of you for listening to that man. That guy is amazing.
Tito Puente is
That's
awesome.
because you watch Stripes. You don't know if that's actually awesome.
Hey, Tito Puente is smooth. Smooth,
He's
dude.
not smooth. He's high energy. Come on.
Oh, whatever, dude.
It's
like it.
Smooth as steel.
Chicks like it.
Tito Puente harkens
chick on the
back
dance floor.
to a certain air of faded glory. You know, the type of glitz that Tito Puente was the soundtrack to is the type of glitz that is inherently decrepit in this day and age. So it is the nostalgia for the '60s.
Here's a good point to bring up. Why do you think that occurred? Why do you think, rather than things springing up like competent and readily available rides home, why do you think it went the other way of the destruction of that type of a entertainment society? I'm appalled when I go out in Milwaukee on a Saturday night or a Friday night, and it's 11:30 at night and places are dead. because we've become, and I appreciate, I'm not a big fan of drunk drivers, but,
It's like it's the state sport.
It is.
well, but
It is.
Nobody is better at driving drunk than a Wisconsinite.
you're taking us in the wrong direction. People
But don't drive
drink
drunk.
a far smaller amount today than was consumed 20 years ago, 30 years ago, 40 years ago.
Right.
Let's go all the way to the 60s.
Right.
When, my dad was when I see an episode of Mad Men and people go, oh, that's over the top. I'm like, are you kidding me? That's like literally like my dad's office in the day. It's the beautiful wood paneling. It's the abstract art on the wall. It's
The bottomless fountain of scotch.
it's a tray. Yeah, it's a tray with
He's a businessman.
Scotch, bourbon, and whiskey in different decanters on there that a secretary has taken a bottle and dumped it into a decanter.
That we were in a society that could discriminate between scotch, bourbon, and whiskey.
Could discern that, exactly. So you've got that going on, and it was not unusual for a business guy to walk into my dad's office at 10:30 in the morning, and there they be, pouring themselves a scotch right there at 10:30.
Wow.
We don't do that anymore.
We should.
We gotta go
Scotch
back.
is a hell of a
Trying to
good
keep it real.
breakfast. Breakfast of champions.
There's lots of value in that. But what I mean is, so every Thursday night, there was men's night out at the golf course. And then from there, they would go to the Club Modern, which was the local supper club. And those guys would drink and eat until the wee hours. My favorite story, I think this is probably statute of limitations has run out on this, but our local police chief, Charles Bubsy Johnson.
Bugsy.
Bubsy.
Bubsy, even worse.
Hey, Bubsy. Charles Bubsy Johnson.
It's the one that says bad business practices.
Didn't part one, but part two. Chief of police squad cars into the ditch outside of Club Modern because he failed to straighten the wheel. He turned the wheel to the right to turn onto the highway and then proceeded to just drive straight into the ditch. Just keep that hook going and drove nose first into the
What?
ditch on 2 successive Thursdays. And the reaction from the town was, well, tow the car out and fix it. Because a well-lubricated chief of police is a happy chief of police, and we prefer the chief to be happy rather than aggressive.
Wow.
Now, that's small-town Wisconsin, northern Wisconsin, but that was in the 70s.
So there you have it, folks. If you know a cop, take him out, get him loaded.
There you go. But so
We need a holiday.
why we were a society that almost all business centered around alcohol, and they've tried to touch on alcoholism on Mad Men and say it's bad,
Yeah,
and
but-
look how it's
but-
ruining these guys' lives.
All the same, inebriate the police. I think this is a good social movement that you hit on here.
That's right. We're starting today's the day. Inebriate the police day.
Why did it go that way? Why did we go to the abstinence route or the reduced imbibing route rather than have industry and business spring up around facilitating that? Why don't we have drunk drive homes? Why don't we have bars and the Wisconsin Tavern League sponsoring cabs to take people who are drunk home every night?
So you're
Because because Americans inherited this psychotic puritanical streak wherein appearances are more important than
It's
realities.
not about
The beer?
It's not about puritanism
Even here.
anymore. It's more about good health. It's more about
Yeah, that's what it is.
you shouldn't be drinking to excess. You know, my favorite thing is every time one of these medical
I don't know if that's
comes out
true.
with a, comes out with a
Yeah, except for us, we're gonna get wasted.
well,
But don't do it. It's
no,
bad.
they come out with these studies that say if you drink more than 4 or 5 drinks a week, you're binge drinking.
What?
That's not. No, that was.
No. 4 or 5 drinks a night. If you drink more than 4 or 5 drinks a night,
I'll agree with you. That's
Binger.
the reality, but the position of the AMA is if you have more than 4 or 5 drinks a week, you're binge drinking. You're
Wow.
under control. If you have 20 drinks a month, you're nearly ready to be pegged as an alcoholic.
well, that's it. I'm in free fall, folks.
Free fall.
The proper place for a drunkard is in the gutter. There's just an article on Slate about
Because of air
this.
tax dollars and Mr. Obama's administration's plan to beautify the cities of America, there's plenty of gutters in Milwaukee. many new gutters in Milwaukee.
And they've been custom contoured. Now you can count on an Obama administration gutter to have excellent lumbar support for the drunkard of today.
There you go.
I was working this job.
It's like a goddamn sleep number bed in the street.
More chance to drink.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah, I worked this expedited delivery company, and it was probably one of the most bizarre jobs I had, and worst paying, where I drove around in a Sprinter, and these guys would call me up, and then they say, you're picking this up here in Wisconsin, you're going to whatever state, right?
Lovely van, the Sprinter, by the way.
It is cool. I love driving it, but it sucks when it's super windy. They had me go to West Virginia.
They're tall. Yeah, tall and slab-sided, but still. We here at Brent, what is the name of your show?
This is Extemper Radio.
Extemper
Radio. We here at Extemper Radio heartily endorse the adoption of diesel engines in the American marketplace. This is a complete digression. I return you to Sam's commentary.
Okay, go. Okay, so